Hi, I'm Megan Walker and we have reached the letter V in the A to Z of real-time marketing, and this is all about value-based branches. So value-based branches, we are talking about journeys and basically branching off and doing different things based on the value of something. So let's take a look and see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm in the, outbound marketing. Let's change that. Let's go to real-time marketing and we're going to go to a journey. And in our journey, we are going to go ahead and do a new journey and we'll do an event trigger. Let's give this a name. And we're going to do this with a journey, and let's do this based on opportunity created. And we'll just start this immediately and let's go ahead and create it. Okay, so we've got our event trigger. What we can do is, rather than just going straight through to, okay, an opportunity is created, let's send out an email, we can go ahead and we can do a branch based on a specific value. So I can say, all right, so let's say that when we have an opportunity, we have the source campaign on an opportunity. So maybe if the source campaign has come through from a specific podcast, that's the source campaign, let's go ahead and do that. So I can say, check if podcast related. And what I can do is, rather than picking from the contact that's going through the journey, I can say, well, actually, I want to check something that's based on the event trigger. So when we looked at the letter M and we talked about making event triggers, one of the things that we looked at was being able to pass through information into the event trigger. So this is one of the standard event triggers that I've picked. So we're sort of at the mercy of whatever Microsoft has pushed through, but one of the things that they have pushed through is the source campaign. So I can say, if the source campaign equals the Up podcast. Okay, so then what I can also do is add an or, so I can say source campaign equals the Up podcast or, and then I can go back to the event trigger, pick the one that we are using as the starting point, and then again, source campaign equals, and then I can do 365 community chat. So I'm basically saying, when the opportunity is created, check the source campaign, and if it is the Up podcast or 365 community chats, then that would equal yes, and then whatever we take down the yes path, that's what would happen for those people. But now what we've got is a no, so what we can then do is we can go down a different path. And then what we could do is something like, okay, well, so if no, let's do another check. And this one is check if from event. And again, we could do the event trigger. And then we can pick source campaign. And this time I can pick events. So I can keep going through. So then I can say, right, well, they would go off and do something different for people where the source campaign equals event on the opportunity. What I can also do is I can put in something like check specific account. So instead of changing it to the event trigger, I can stick with the contact record themselves. And then what I can do is I can say, okay, so the account equals ABC code. So if yes, again, I could do something different, or I could say, well, actually, if yes, don't do anything, because maybe that's a specific account, or I could, be checking something about the contact. Maybe they've unsubscribed to things, whatever it might be. I can go through and I can do a check based on contact information rather than information from the event trigger. And then if no, I can do something completely different. So the branching based on a value means that we can check either from the contact itself, or we can check based on something from the event trigger, or if we'd started from segment, maybe we're going to check some information. So this allows us to build up our branched paths for our journey, but do it based on values. So whenever you're looking at creating a new event trigger, it's important to kind of not think ahead. So not only just think about what do you need immediately, but is there something that you might want to pass through into that event trigger that you're creating that you can then use to check the value to then decide what to do within the rest of the journey. So that's how you can do value-based branches on your journey. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Have you started using this? Do you think you're going to start using it? Let me know. Hi, I'm Megan Walker. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and that you learned something from it. If you don't want to miss out on any other content, you can go ahead and click on my face below to subscribe. And if you want to watch the next video, you can do that by clicking over here and go ahead and get started. Thanks again.